Hey guys, it's Jeremiah. Welcome back to Riton University. You know, at Riton University, our goal is to make sure you get the best out of your optic and your firearm. So today we're going to talk about something a little different than optics. We're going to talk about body position and basic shooting form. So let's get down on this gun and let's talk about how to maximize this system. All right, guys, here we are on our weapon system. In a previous video, we've talked about our scope setup, which is crucial. You should be very comfortable behind your scope, should have a nice wide field of view. You shouldn't be straining in any way once you get on it. Let's just talk about our body position a little bit and just some fundamentals. First off, you're a big sandbag. You're a nice rear bag. So when you see the little army guys, right, the little plastic army guys, and they're way off at a side like this, right, with the leg out, well, that recoil goes back and there's nothing back there but my shoulder. So I want to manage all the recoil that I possibly can. So whether I'm sitting or laying prone, I want my spine parallel with the barrel here. It can be a little awkward at first, but it will provide you the results you're looking for. So as I see now, here's my spine, my center line. So I'm right here and I'm parallel. So now this recoil, guys, comes into me. And I'm a 220-pound sandbag, so we're going to use all of that we can. Okay. Secondly, we'll talk about grip a little bit. With a pistol, you're holding on to the pistol, right? Right now, I'm not. I mean, the gun's good, so my right hand doesn't have to do much other than pull the trigger. So we don't want to over-grip this real hard because it will influence the gun. So I do keep my thumb on the inside. You'll see a lot of people doing this. I feel like it puts a little pressure here. So I just put this in here. Remember, you don't need to, the rifle's not going anywhere, right? So I slip my hand in here, good. I'm going to split the distance here on my first joint, my first finger. I want to be right in the middle on that pad, directly in the middle. And I'm going to, we've made sure we're clear and safe on this weapon already. I'm going to practice how to put my hand here because when this trigger breaks, I want my finger at a 90-degree angle. I don't want to be way over here. I don't want to be too far over here. I want a nice 90-degree angle, and that will tell me how I need to hold this rifle. Okay, so now we're behind the rifle. We're bringing the scope up to us. You can see how high up I am. If I want to get into a lower, more comfortable position, there's a couple things I can do. One of them, this bipod here is adjustable, and I can put these front legs out a little bit. And now when I get behind here, you'll see how much closer to the ground and how much more stable I am. Okay, so again, I'm getting my spine parallel to the barrel. I got a nice eye relief. I see a big field of view. Okay, now that we're back here, we're keeping our finger off the trigger until we're ready to shoot, guys. Okay, so I'm going to take a big deep breath in and close my eyes. I'm going to let that breath out. I'm going to open my eyes, and if I still have a nice big picture, I'll close my eyes again, take a big deep breath, and I'm going to let that air out. I'm going to come to this trigger, okay, and I'm pushing it straight back. And in my mind, I'm saying the words trigger, 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 trigger over and over again. This is a little trick to help you concentrate less on when this is going to break and fire and more on a nice steady pull. So I'll say, in my mind, I'm here, I'm ready, I feel good. Coming back on that out breath. Trigger, 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 boom. I pin the trigger back, guys. I'm going to hold it back. I'm driving back into the gun to make sure I can see where I hit. Because if I can see where I hit and it isn't on target, I'm not ever going to come off this gun. I'm going to make a quick adjustment. And I'm going to shoot. Okay, the point at which we shoot is called a respiratory pause. Now, naturally, when we're breathing, we breathe in, we breathe out, and then there's a couple seconds of pause where you're not breathing. You're not holding your breath. You're not blowing out and pulling back on the trigger. It's a deep breath in, and you let out, and you're breaking that trigger in that respiratory pause. The reason is, watch what this rifle does when I take a big deep breath in. Okay, are you ready? Now if I had to, we saw that the barrel lifted up, right? If I had to do that the same every time, that would be hard. If it was at the top or the bottom. But what I can do the same every time is not breathe. Is be in that respiratory pause. So I don't want to shoot here. Bang, 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 bang. I make an adjustment. So I do this. This is the same spot. Okay? That's a respiratory pause. The reason I close my eyes in between, your eyes are one of the very first things to lose oxygen. So if you're breathing heavy, you're really concentrating, your eye is really straining. So we're going to close our eyes, we're going to take that breath, we let it out and open. We're still on target. I'm going to take another deep breath. I'm going to open my eyes if I'm on target as my respiration pauses at that end. That's when I'm going to break that trigger. Something else you might have seen is it's nice to have a rear bag, you know, if you're shooting off something stable. If you don't, what I want you to do is imagine your hand right here holding this rifle just like that. Okay, it's just a little pocket for it to rest in. Again, I want everything to be as natural as possible so I can do it the same every single time. What I'm going to do, I'll have one hand here on the trigger. I'm going to kind of grab my shoulder and let that buttstock fit in there. Now if I need to point down, I'm going to kind of crawl up my shoulder just a little bit. That's going to lift the back of my rifle up, right? And the front down. If I need to raise that rifle, I'm just going to come down a little bit. I'm steady. I want this wide, right? If I'm like this, you can fall over. So I want to be out wide. Okay? Arm here, and I'm grabbing my own shoulder, and I'm doing everything as natural and easy as possible. Being able to repeat things the same way every time is going to be the key to your next level of accuracy. So until next time, guys, let us know how this works for you. If you have any questions, reach out to us at Riton Optics. Thanks.